So let me show you something a little more challenging or exciting. So let's take some less standard shapes. How about this one? Flat one makes it nice, but you don't have to use flat ones. So I'll take the hexagon and let's make it into a more interesting shape. And again, we want our thickness to be at least 3. Maybe a little bit. Okay. So what if I did this with this shape? So I'm going to duplicate it, change the color so it's easier to see, line it up so they're right over each other, and change my size. I'll subtract 2 millimeters here and 2 millimeters here, but the Z, which is the height, I'm going to make it just a tiny bit thicker. So 34 and 8.3 becomes 6.3, and the 3 is going to become 3.5. That's interesting. I wonder, I think I'm going to make this 33. Let's see what happens. Maybe 32. All right, I think I like that better. So now I'm going to subtract it. Okay, now I have a new shape to create patterns with. So let me think about what I want to do with this. I'm trying to decide if I want to layer them like I did the other one, or if I want to put them more like a petal on a flower. So I think I'm going to shrink it a little. Whoop! And try this. Okay, here we go. Duplicate. And I'm going to rotate, and this is going to take a little while. And for, oh my goodness, undo. For this one, I keep grabbing the wrong, I want to line it up right here. So I can see I haven't quite gotten my rotation where those are touching the way I want. There we go. And this is just my own design. Yours might be different. But, oh, I keep getting that one instead. I keep thinking this button is this button. All right. Now, let's do it again. Duplicate. And actually, there's really no need for that, so I'll just go right to the rotate. And move it. And then get that rotation a little more precise. This is an activity that requires patience, but you're really going to like the results. I'm going to finish this so you don't have to watch it, and then we'll pick up. So, okay, I paused the recording so you didn't have to see me do every single one, but you saw the process and now you see the result. Now, this is not my finished product, but I'm going to link them, kind of doing a little tweaking here, and then save this and then make a copy, just like I showed you. So, going to click link. I'm not Actually, and remember, I'm not doing this till I get to the end. Okay, so now I'll click Finish. And I'm going to call this Design 2. No, I already called one Design 2. I'm going to call this Design A. So if I go to my designs, I have those two. But I'm going to come to Design A. And again, I'm not going to edit. I'm going to click Copy. And one thing I'm going to do first is actually duplicate this whole thing. And make it a little more complex. Now, this is what I had in mind all along. I just wasn't quite ready to. Now, look at that. Oh, you can see some gaps in my design. That is okay. I think actually it could also be because I'm not as centered as I could be. All right. So again, very detailed, fun design. Let's do something with that center. So first, I'm going to stick another circle in there. And let's get it sized to 3. And let's move it. Squish it in. And let me get it where I want. All right, so, whoop. And again, I'm not worried about the bottom too much because these are going to be decorations, I think, mostly. Although I could always squish it down just a little bit more. Maybe make it, oh, what? I know, because I changed it, that's why. When I used a fixed resize and forgot that it was going to mess up my, okay. Now, I'm liking it so far, but I don't want the center to be like that. Okay, I could do lots of things with this middle here. I'm gonna try some interesting shapes. I pulled out 3 shapes. So this, you know, we have in our flat shapes. And if I make it like 3.4, I should be able to, what, I just moved my circle. Let me check that. Yeah, I didn't do that. Oh, 3 resize. Okay, now I can lower that down. Nope, not yet, a little lower. Actually, I'll make it 3.6. Well, you get the idea. Or I could leave it there, actually. It's just a star, but you know when we print, it prints one color, so I would make it a hole. Now, another thing that would make a pretty interesting looking hole would be the fidget spinner here. Now, I could put it angled any way I want. And maybe subtract that out. And see this little star-looking shape I made? It's actually, in the advanced shapes, we have that cross, which, by the way, could come in handy with what we're doing. And I put it there. And if I was going to subtract it out, I would make it thick enough. And then when I looked at it, I thought, well, I want a little more. So I duplicated it, used the same process, and rotated it. Whoops. So you see I could do that and subtract that out. So, in fact, I think I just might. But, so you don't have to watch me do that, I'm going to click Finish here. Because there's one other thing I want to show you. I'm going to call this hex design, because I used a hexagon. All right. So now you're looking at that, you might think, oh my goodness, what happened to your other design? Remember, I've been making copies.